While you were sound asleep last night, the Iowa Department of Transportation was out plowing to make it safe for you to get to work this morning. Trucks hit the road early last night. Jim Forch, his shift started at midnight. Now, he's been plowing for the state for 32 years. This could be his last snow season since he's retiring in December. Jim remembers it all, ironically enough, even times when he couldn't make it home.
Yeah, if you can get home, you slept at home, otherwise you slept in the truck at the shop.
And to make sure everything at the shop runs like clockwork, Jim and the drivers have a cat. Want to guess her name? It's Dot. Stands for DOT, Department of Transportation. She lives at the station year-round.
Oh.
Now that roads are getting cleared and the snow has stopped, what can you look forward to weather-wise? Chief Meteorologist Gary Shore is in Weather Central with a first look at the forecast. Gary? An Iowa appeals court has upheld the convictions and sentences of a Spirit Lake man accused in the death of his son. Corey Clausen had been charged with first-degree murder, but pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter and neglect back in July 2001. Clausen was sentenced to 2 10-year prison terms. He has to serve the sentences back-to-back, but Clausen appealed, saying the district court should have merged one of his sentences with a prior one, so he serves them concurrently. But the appeals court denied his request because records showed he had endangered his son Kyler more than one time. The Iowa Court of Appeals says a teacher in Carroll, Iowa should not have lost her job even after being arrested for drugs. That's just one story we have for you tonight, city by city. Well, coming up after the break, there's troubling news concerning child abuse in a Siouxland state. We'll have all the details. And to fight illegal street drugs, find out how police are cracking down on over-the-counter drugs. Those stories are next. You're watching Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock. Starting next month, it'll be tougher to purchase cold medicines in Iowa stores. A new law makes it illegal to buy more than 2 packages of cold medicines like Sudafed that contain ingredients that are used to make meth. Anyone purchasing more than 2 packages can be charged with a simple misdemeanor. It'll be punishable by a $100 fine. Now, experts say it will make it more difficult for meth makers, who they expect will be forced to go to several pharmacies to purchase ingredients, presumably easier to trace as well. Social workers say drugs are to blame for the all-time high number of child abuse cases in Iowa. State numbers show more than 15,000 child abuse cases were reported in 2003. Now, that's a 13% increase over 2002. That increase comes after more than 1,000 children were found with the presence of drugs in their system as a result of being exposed by a caregiver. Well, the Bandits have an important game tonight. Coming up in sports, we'll have a preview of that game as the Bandits fight to host. It was a 5-alarm day in a Siouxland city. The fire department was on hand just in case. Today in North Sioux City, South Dakota, it was the 2nd annual chili cook-off. Folks scooped up spoonfuls of red and green chili. Then they voted for their favorites. Now, although it might look like a lot of fun and games, it's serious business for these members of the International Chili Society.
The winner of the red division generally qualifies for the World Cook-Off this year in Las Vegas, and the winner of the World Cook-Off is $25,000.
And the Chili Cook-Off is part of the North Sioux City Days put on by the Greater Dakota Valley Jaycees each year. It's not really all that chilly out there if you step outside, and the hot summer sun isn't beating down on Siouxland either. Meteorologist Justin Lyles is in Weather Central to let you know which way the temp will go. Justin.